fracking and say you're an environmentalist, because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
Faves going to be going back in time in the next couple segments. But first of all, here's what's on the menu at Grandma's house. Wow, on this 18th day of March, King Ranch Casserole, ranch beans, salad, roll, and cookies. So King Ranch Casserole, ranch beans, salad, roll, and cookies. Like it come off the old chuck wagon. It's coming right out of Grandma's house, 1510 West 9th Street. And call in your order, 225-5821. Feed the office. It can be a wonderful thing. And it helps a wonderful program. And if you'd like to find out how you can donate to this cause, you can call them at 225-5821. It's Grandma's house. King Ranch Casserole, ranch beans, salad, roll, and cookies. Carnegie Caravan bringing free books to you. That's right. They're going to load them up in the old Carnegie Caravan, the Friends of the Carnegie Library. Deliver those free books to you right here in the Elk City area. And if you're having trouble reading regular print, ask them about a program that can help. It's 225-0136. 225-0136. Okay, getting right at it as, boy, things continue to happen in the oil and gas industry. No doubt about it. Here's what the energy stock prices are doing. West Texas Intermediate, New York Mercantile Exchange March contract trading up $1.17 to $97.38 a barrel. Brent crude oil back over $107.45 per barrel. That's up $4.03 on an April contract out of London. Telecom crude oil is up 2,000 yen per kiloliter. And New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas up 2 cents, trading at $3.05 per million BTU. On the refined products, RBOB gasoline up $6.98 to $3.1932. Heating oil, the New York Mercantile Exchange March contract is up $14.80 to $4.1838. And gas oil is up $67.25 to $1,233 even per metric ton. So that's what's going on with your energy stock prices. Of course, the war with Iran keeps oil prices over $100. Crude oil prices rose nearly 3% yesterday on trading, and the oil in the U.S. going up more than $96 in Brent crude oil. The global benchmark settling in at $1.03. Now it's at $1.07 already this morning. Gasoline prices in the U.S. continued their slow climb to reach an average of $3.79 a gallon as U.S. and Israeli warplanes pounded Iran, and Iran responded with a narrow closure of the Straits of Hormuz. According to Reuters, they reported that the United States and Israel continued their bombardment of missile strikes across Iran. The Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says the Strait of Hormuz is open but closed to our enemies, to those who carried out this cowardly aggression against us and to their allies. The closure of the Straits of Hormuz, which accommodates about 1/5 of the world's oil and gas trade, is causing the single largest disruption to global oil trade in history, leading to expected skyrocketing energy prices over the coming weeks and months. Trump's already saying it, first of all, they were hammering him on the price of gasoline, and he was like, listen, we're still below where it got under Brandon's watch. Because it was up over $4 a gallon. It's about $2.83 a year ago. So, it's up about $1 per gallon. But as I've said on this show, I'll continue to say it, the United States, we're going to feel a little pinch, but it's just part of it. It's doing our part, just like our parents and grandparents did back in World War I, when they got rationed, when they felt the pinch from our country at war. But now, the more you look at this thing, and I'll go ahead and just share this for you briefly, but the United States has been able to do in a couple weeks what in the old time warring would have been months, maybe years. I mean, he went in there and decimated their Navy, decimated their Air Force, decimated their air defense systems. And that used to take years and years for that to happen. And now we've done it in about 2.5 weeks. So I'll say it again. I am not a warmonger. I am not about war. I'm definitely not about boots on the ground. But what we're doing here against a country that has burnt our flag, chanted death to America, and that's their belief. I mean, that's what that's their core belief, and that is kill every infidel. And any infidel is just any non-Muslim. Sad state of affairs we're in nowadays. And then you look at these people that are here in the United States, and they are going up there and they're chanting, we support Hamas and all that. I mean, I've even heard them chant death to America here on American soil. That should never happen in my opinion. But then again, opinions are kind of like belly buttons. Everyone's got one, and a lot of them stink. Okay, hundreds of wells illegally operating in Oklahoma. A journalist who spent the past few years making public records requests of the Oklahoma Corporation Commission says he found a state-funded study revealed nearly 600 wells operating illegally in the state, but regulators did nothing about the problem. Writing for the Frontier and ProPublica's local reporting network, author Nick Bolin, the report entitled "The Source of Truth" also showed regulators had allowed more than 1,400 other older injection wells to operate for decades without any limits on injection pressures or volumes. It was a case of the wells injected wastewater above their permitted pressure or volumes. Bolin wrote his efforts led to the uncovering systemic under-regulation by the state, as well as a few critical and crucial fork-in-the-road moments, instances when state regulators could have taken action to bring the industry into compliance with their own rules, but he found in his reporting that the regulators failed to act on the findings of the study, and they also did not make oil and gas operators comply with the injection limits. They never made the report accessible to the wider agency staff, according to my agency sources and internal documents, continued Bolin. In the meantime, the number of oilfield purges grew steadily from about a dozen in 2020 to more than 150 over the next 5 years, according to a Frontier and ProPublica analysis of pollution complaints submitted to the agency. Of course, oilfield purges are spills, basically. And I'm interested to see more. This is all I could find on this thing, but, maybe he's got a point. Maybe there has been a slew of these people that have been just operating under the radar, because we do know that, it's hard to police everything in the industry, but I'm kind of curious to see where this report will go and if anything will be done about it. Learn from your mistakes. That's pretty common sense. Okay, about 1:15 I'm going to bail, pay a couple bills, and then I'll be back with Remember When Wednesday as we go back in time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org. Stick around, won't you?
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
So we had a gentleman that had heard our ad on the radio multiple times and had always wanted to try to do the bulk floods with us, but just thought it would be a big hassle. And he just kept putting it off. And finally, we had a salesman go down there and talk to him. And he told us what he needed. We took him a tote of hydraulic oil, tote of motor oil, and a drum of antifreeze. Got it set up for him, and the gentleman said, "That's it." Huh? He goes, "Man, if I'd have known it was this easy, I'd have done this a long time ago." We're kind of like your easy button. We're going to get it done for you, easiest way for you. I guess they think it's difficult, moving in the tanks or totes, whatever you want, getting it set up, getting the hose reels and all that type of stuff set up, pumps. But we do it every day. So, they think it's going to take weeks, but most times we'll be there that week when they order it, if not, within a couple of days. So they're very surprised at how fast.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Milk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
He goes, man, if I'd have known it was this easy, I'd have done this a long time ago.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUOTE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUOTE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUOTE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
March is turning green, and that green can mean more change in your pocket at Cummins Ford Lincoln in Weatherford. Right now, drive away in a brand new 2026 Ford F-150, built tough, packed with technology and ready for whatever Oklahoma roads bring your way. Savings are here, but they won't last long. Put a little green back in your wallet and upgrade your ride in the new 2026 Ford. Cummins Ford Lincoln in Weatherford, just off I-40 or online at CumminsFordWeatherford.com. Built Ford tough.
This is Country Gold with Steve Harmon, your home for the country hits of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Hello, I'm Steve Harmon, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week we play country favorites from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and we check in with the stars who made them, too. This weekend on Country Gold.
Country Gold with Steve Harmon, every Sunday night at 7 on 96.5 KECO.
For garage doors, repairs, and more, call C&M Overhead Door at 580-515-1688.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
The show is brought to you in part by David Allen Guest, your certified mineral manager. If you have minerals and royalties, you need help managing them, David is your guy. He's been doing it for himself and others for over 40 years for a reason. He understands it. He knows it's complicated. He knows it's always changing. He stays up on top of it. He finds out what the mineral royalty owners in your area are getting too. That allows him to get you the most out of your royalties. He's been doing this a long time, which makes him an investment, not an expense. David Allen Guest. Just call him and ask him about it. He'll be glad to give you the information you need. And if you find yourself in a situation to sell, you don't want to be taken advantage of, David is a trusted buyer. Royalties from states, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. Make sure you get a fair deal. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. Call him today, 405-341-8698. That's 405-341-8698. Or look him up on the interweb. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources, part of the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board that continue to educate and keep our industry compliant. If you'd like to find out about SPCC training, they've got one coming up June the 11th. How to develop, implement, and maintain an effective oil spill prevention, control, and countermeasure plan, SPCC. Air regulations training, that's going to be June 25th at 11 a.m. Both those are in person at the 500 Northeast 4th Street, Suite 100 location in Oklahoma City. But if you'd like to find out about more of what SOER and OERB is doing, just go to their website, www.soer.oerb.com. That's Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources, part of the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board. Also, inquire about the big OK Oil Expo, the longest and the largest oil and gas expo in the state of Oklahoma. It's coming up this October there at the Bennett Event Center in Oklahoma City. Find out more online, www.soer.oerb.com. American Hose and Supply. Here's a number you need to have in your phone, because if you're out on location, you're out in the pasture, and poof, you bust a hose. Dead in your tracks. That's what happens when you blow a hose. Good thing you've got American Hose and Supply saved in your contacts, or good thing you're about to, because I'm going to give you that information. For those that do not have American Hose and Supply in their contacts, do it here. 303-1123. 303-1123. Inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. That's 303-1123. I said something the other day to my kids about a Rolodex, and they're looking at me like, what? Oh, for all you old folks, you remember what those were. They were pretty handy. Handier than a pocket on a shirt back in the day. Now it's just all in that little computer we carry around in our pocket. One Source Control Products is open in Weatherford in the old H&C Supply Building, 400 South Access Road. You can call them at 580-330-1161, 330-1161. Pipe, valves, and fittings, regulators, hydraulic hoses and fittings, lubricants, gloves, tapes, batteries, filters, to name a few. And they have welding supplies, plus iron and metal like angle iron, square tubing, channel iron, among several other items. They also sell consumables such as soap and salt sticks, and they've got pump repair technicians that can handle any of your pump repairs from methanol to glycol. They work on all Chemray, Texteam, and Western pumps. Locations in Elk City, Canadian, Texas, and now in Weatherford in the OH&C Supply Building, 400 South Access Road. You can find out more online, One Source OK, the numeral 1 sourceok.com. All right, I'm going to hit this little button right here and go over here, and let's go back in time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org. Bruce and Chris Wells, what a great site. Get started right here. Back in 1911, March 16th, the Pegasus trademark takes flight. A vacuum oil company subsidiary in Cape Town, South Africa, trademarked a flying horse logo inspired by Pegasus of Greek mythology. Based in Rochester, New York, Vacuum Oil had built a successful lubricants business long before gasoline was a branded product. When Vacuum Oil and Standard Oil of New York, Saucony at the time, combined in 1931, the Saucony Vacuum Oil Company adopted the winged horse trademark and marketed Pegasus spirits and mobile gas products. A stylized red gargoyle had advertised the company, which produced petroleum-based lubricants for carriages and steam engines. Created by the Vacuum Oil Company of South Africa, the Pegasus trademark proved to be far more enduring image than the gargoyle. Imagine that. You can learn more about that in Mobile's high-flying trademark. All right, for our Facebook viewers, I'm going to stick this photo up there in a little descriptor. As Oklahoma, oil and gas history, well, we make the Ripleys, believe it or not. That is right. Let's see. Get back here to my business. March 16th, 1914. Main Street oil well completed in Oklahoma. A well completed in 1914 produced oil from about 1,770 feet beneath Barnsdall, Oklahoma. The popular TV program Ripley's, believe it or not, would proclaim the well the world's only Main Street oil well. The town originally was called Big Heart, named for Osage Chief James Big Heart, who on behalf of the Osage people in 1875 signed the first lease for oil and gas exploration, according to Osage County in 1922. Barnsdall was renamed for Theodore Barnsdall, owner of the Barnsdall Refining Company, which was later acquired by Baker Hughes. The Barnsdall Main Street oil well was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1997. And it shows a picture that Bruce Wells himself took. And it shows a guy walking across the street, and there's just enough room on both sides of this pump jack and a little fence surrounding it for cars to go around. But it thing says right in the middle of Main Street. That is good stuff. March 17th, 1890, as we continue our track through time, Sun Oil Company was founded. Established in 1886 by Joseph Pugh and Edward Emerson to provide light and heat to Pittsburgh, the People's Natural Gas Company expanded into production, becoming the Sun Oil Company of Ohio. The new company acquired leases near Findlay and began producing petroleum, rock and carbon oil, transporting and storing, well, the same, refining, purifying, manufacturing such oil and its various products. Sun Oil Company went public in 1925, with its stock appearing for the first time on the New York Stock Exchange. 4 years later, a partnership with downhole gyroscope inventor Elmer Sperry created Sperry Sun Drilling Services, later known as Sunoco. March 17, 1923. Discovery leads to the Seminole oil boom. The Betsy Foster No. 1 well, a 2,800 barrel a day oil gusher near Wewoka, the county seat of Seminole County, Oklahoma, launched the Seminole area boom. The discovery south of Oklahoma City was followed by others in Cromwell and Bethel in 1924, Earlsboro and Seminole in 1926. 39 separate oil fields would be found in Seminole and Pottawatomie, Okfuskee, Hughes, and Pontotoc counties. Once among the poorest regions in Oklahoma by 1935, the greater Seminole area became the largest supplier of oil in the world. Wow. March 17, 1949. 1949. If you thought hydraulic fracturing was brand new. March 17, 1949, the first commercial application of hydraulic fracturing. A team from Halliburton and Standalone companies converged on an oil well about 12 miles east of Duncan, Oklahoma, and performed the first commercial application of hydraulic fracturing. A 1947 experimental well had fractured a natural gas field in Hugoton, Kansas, and proven the possibility of increased productivity. The technique was developed and patented by Standalone, later known as Pan American Oil Company. An exclusive license was issued to Halliburton Company to perform the process. 4 years later, the license was extended to all qualified oilfield service companies. Since that fateful day in 1949, hydraulic fracturing has done more to increase recoverable reserves than any other technique ever, proclaimed a Halliburton Company spokesman in 2009, adding that more than 2 million fracturing treatments have been pumped without polluting an aquifer. Earl P. Halliburton patented an efficient well cementing technology in 1921 that improved oil production while protecting the environment. The earliest attempts to increase petroleum production by fracturing geological formations began in the 1860s when they used to send nitroglycerin, black powder downhole. March 17th, 1949. Diamond Glenn opens the Shamrock Hotel. Texas independent producer Diamond Glenn McCarthy hosted the grand opening of his $21 million, this is 1949, $21 million 18-story, 1,100-room Shamrock Hotel on the outskirts of Houston. McCarthy reportedly spent another $1 million for the hotel's St. Patty's Day opening day gala, including arranging for a 16-car Santa Fe Super Chief train to bring friends there from Hollywood. The Texas wildcatter, who had discovered 11 oil fields by 1945, also introduced his own label of bourbon at Shamrock, the largest hotel in the United States at the time. Dubbed Houston's biggest party, the Shamrock debut made the city of Houston a star overnight, one newspaper reported. You can learn more about that in a sub-story called Diamond Glenn McCarthy. Got a terrible time in history, and we'll talk about that when we continue right after this commercial timeout with more of Remember When Wednesday right here on the 96.5 KECO's Exploring Energy Radio Show.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? it's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe, the catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for you. Of course they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Accidents happen, like trying to teach your kid how to drive. He hits the gas instead of the brake while pulling into your driveway, nails a tree, and knocks the thing over onto your house. Look, when dominoes fall, Misty Gosen at Farmers Insurance in Clinton has you covered. For auto, home, life, boat, motorcycle, or any other valuable, call Misty Gosen at Farmers Insurance for a free quote, 580-323-8444, or stop by our office at 2004 West Gary Boulevard in Clinton. Just know how to park before you arrive.
They're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes some money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oil field or agriculture. So if you're a farmer and need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. You're a oil field customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. If we're competitive on price, we say we'll bring it to you. We'll do whatever it takes to get it to you, make life easier on you, or you can call us to solve a problem. Hey, can you get this? Why wouldn't you? American Hose and Supply, 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111. 225-9111. Make some money.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
Most farm equipment has cylinders. If a hydraulic cylinder starts leaking, well, Bird can fix it. That's Bird's job there at Camrock Supply. He'll tear it apart, replace the seals, put it back together, and get you down the road. Bird does this for Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. CamrockSupply.com. Online, CamrockSupply.com. Sad thing about those leaking hydraulic cylinders, not only are they a mess, but they just won't hold the weight up. They'll just slowly let down. So, Bird can take care of that for you. Camrock Supply, 3 local guys with local ties doing business with their community on South Main Street, right next to Fred's Steakhouse. Champion X, they're a division of the largest service company in the world, Schlumberger. Champion X is improving lives from artificial lift, artificial intelligence. They have chemical technology, chemical injection products, drilling technology, industry innovations, emissions technologies, and their all-new Unify system. Ask Will about that. He was excited about it, man. He was saying it's really helped on some people's wells and made their job easier, made the well more efficient. That's what Will Bowie can do for you with Champion X. He's your Champion X contact. Call him at 405-650-8521. That's Will by phone. 405-650-8521 or online championx.com. Will continues to help solve his customers' plunger lift and automation issues. Let's get some maximum return using the most environmentally safe procedures. That number again, 405-650-8521. And if you're looking for heavy equipment for sale or rent, ASCO Equipment. Look no further. Right there on 20th Street. 513 West 20th Street here in Elk City. Go in there and you can talk to branch manager Jeremy Bridgman. Bart Shields on the equipment side, Equipment Rentals, E.J. Gretaman. All the people out there know what's up. We're talking about the big stuff. Tractors, backhoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, pavers, skid steers. And they represent like Case Construction, Case IH, Caterpillar Lift Truck Line, Crown, Bobcat, Genie, Hitachi. These companies just don't crawl in bed with anybody. ASCO Equipment is the real deal. That's why they're able to rep for these kind of companies. And they've got 140 field service trucks. They'll come and work on your equipment no matter where or when you bought it, what brand it is. Doesn't make any difference if it's oil field, if it's construction, if it's farm equipment, they'll come and work on it. ASCO Equipment, flexible rental rates. Weekly, daily, monthly. You set that up with E.J. Gretaman when you rent the piece of equipment. ASCO Equipment, 513 West 20th Street, online, ASCOEQ.com, ASCOEQ.com. Or call them at 323-3422, 323-3422. That's ASCO Equipment in Elk City. All right, go back to this right here and get back on track. As I said, this is a dark page in history, one that lessons were learned, no doubt. March 18th, 1937, the New London school explosion tragedy. With just minutes left in the school day, a natural gas explosion destroyed the New London High School in Rusk County, Texas. Odorless gas. A residual natural gas called casing head gas had leaked into the basement and ignited with an explosion heard 4 miles away. East Texas oilfield workers, many with children attending that school, rushed to the scene, as did a Cub reporter from Dallas, a guy named Walter Cronkite. Despite desperate rescue efforts, the 298 people were killed that day. Dozens more later died of injuries. The explosion source was later found to be an electric wood shop sander that sparked odorless gas that had pooled beneath and in the walls of the school. As a result of this disaster, Texas and other states passed laws requiring that natural gas be mixed with a malodorant to give early warning of gas leaks. So that rotten egg smell that you smell is put in that gas to keep something like this from happening again. 298 people died that day. I couldn't even imagine having kids in the school and having to rush to that location after that. Whew. March 18th, 1938, the first offshore well was drilled off the coast of Louisiana. Oil production from a well drilled by Pure Oil and Superior Oil companies helped launch the modern offshore industry. The Creole Oilfield in Louisiana's offshore Cameron Parish was first discovered in open waters of the Gulf of Mexico. According to the Louisiana Department of Natural Resources, let me back up. That's the Gulf of America. Thank you. According to the Louisiana Department of Natural Resources, they looked back at both the Creole platform and others that followed after World War II provides a glimpse of history in the making, noted the Offshore magazine in 2014. More offshore wells followed, including the Kerr-McGee drilling platform, the Kermac rig number 16, which in 1947 became the first offshore rig out of the sight of land. By the end of 1949, offshore exploration had discovered 11 oil and natural gas fields. We'll learn more about that in the offshore oil history substory. March 20th, 1919. American Petroleum Institute, the API, was founded. Tracing its roots to World War I, when the petroleum industry and Congress worked together to fuel the war effort, the American Petroleum Institute, the API, was founded in New York City. Within 2 years, the organization had improved a 1876 French scale to measure petroleum density relative to water, a standard later adopted and called API gravity, based in Washington, D.C. since 1969 API has lobbied on behalf of major oil and natural gas companies while maintaining standards and recommended industry practices. If you go to a facility that refurbishes equipment, if they are API, then they're the bee's knees, so to speak. March 20th, 1973, Pennsylvania boomtown recognized as historic. The once famous oil boomtown of Pit Hole, Pennsylvania, was listed in the National Register of Historic Places. An 1865 oil field discovery at Pit Hole Creek launched a drilling boom for the early U.S. petroleum industry, which had begun 6 years earlier in nearby Titusville. The Pit Hole field's production would lead to the construction of the nation's first oil pipeline, but the boom ended after about 500 days. March 21st, 1881, Earth scientist becomes USGS director. President James Garfield appointed John Wesley Powell, director of the United States Geological Survey, a scientific agency established 2 years earlier. Powell, who led the USGS, the United States Geological Survey, for the next decade, laid the foundation for modern Earth science research. Born in 1834 at Mount Morris, New York, Powell was a Union officer during the Civil War, where he lost an arm at the Battle of Shiloh. After the war, he became a respected geologist and expedition leader, organized early surveys in the West, and helped establish the United States Geological Survey in 1879. Powell advocated the national mapping standards and geodetic systems still in use today. In 1884, Powell testified to Congress, and I quote, "A government cannot do any scientific work of more value to the people at large than by causing the construction of proper topographical maps of this country." Good stuff. All the way back in 1881. United States Geological Survey. That's good stuff. A lot of things happening this week in petroleum history. Again, the explosion down there in Rusk County, Texas, was a terrible, terrible chapter in the oil and gas history. But you know, we have to look at those kind of things and see. Well, they finally started putting something in natural gas that you could detect it with your nose. You know, if you're out there and you're like, I smell natural gas. Well, it's because of what happened down there in Texas back in 1937 at the New London school explosion. Anyway, and then Oklahoma being in the Ripley's, believe it or not, yeah, the only Main Street oil well in the world. Right there in Barnesdall, Oklahoma. Hope you enjoyed our Remember When Wednesday track through time. I'm going to take a quick break here, and hopefully my lovely assistant will join me here. We'll have your weather forecast, energy stock prices of local note, and more as we continue with the mop-up segment of the Wednesday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show in a moment.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Well, it's a peace of mind to know that you have tires that will get you to your destination and back without any trouble. It's never fun to be on the side of the road because, well, I was going to get those when I got back from this trip. Go ahead and do it before. Try to eliminate the issue. Every day. I mean, they're like, well, I was planning on getting them when I got back. I was just going to make one more trip. The 3-hour drive ended up taking us 12 hours to get there and an extra $500. A tow truck and just your time. And they see that you're stranded, they're probably going to take advantage of you to an extent. Buy a $100 tire and you had to pay $250 for it. Well, it's either that or keep sitting there. They're not going to do that. It just makes it so much more stressful for something that could have been eliminated. Peace of mind is tremendous. L&R Tire, the home of Bridgestone Firestone Tires. 1204 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma. 225-TIRE. 225-8473. We know how important your car is to you.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gredeman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
They don't want to hire you because your paper might say Oklahoma School for the Blind.
I was just completely homebound because I was always too afraid to go outside. I want to be a productive member of society, and that's what DRS has given me.
They offer you opportunities to getting a job, helping you learn how to advocate for yourself, find the best way to try living your life in the fullest way possible.
Oklahoma and DRS has been the biggest blessing in my life.
See me.
Not my disability.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just learned that people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have just restored their 20,000th well site. They've been doing this work voluntarily now for decades, spending tens of millions of dollars restoring one well site at a time. Many of these old well sites are 50 to 100 years old, abandoned by their original owners. But now, the land is restored so the current owners can make it productive for generations to come. See how they do it at oerb.com/micro.
K4T. There's a new shop in town. At K4T, they specialize in CNC machining, delivering precision and efficiency for the oil field and agricultural industries. They've got your back with precision machining, welding, and fabrications. From prototypes to production runs, they turn raw stock into rock-solid results. And as a third-generation machinist, Jason Koss takes pride in his work. Visit K4T today on Merritt Road in Elk City or find him on Facebook. K4T.
You get a cup of coffee, you walk up to the cashier to pay, and there it is, a world of possibilities right there at your fingertips. The Penny News, our free gift to you.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Okay. And we're back. I'm going to punch a couple buttons here and let you see this young lady's pretty face. There we go. Fred's Steakhouse, home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak. They're also your destination for family-friendly dining. You know how picky kids are. Fred's Kids menu stocked too full to satisfy the pickiest of young eaters. Lots of choices. Lots of choices for, well, their second-to-none traditional favorite appetizers like chips and salsa, cheese curds, fried pickles, quesadillas. Also tried their fried mushrooms, the Rocky Mountain oysters, spicy shrimp, shrimp jammers, wood chips, Butch's old favorite. USDA graded beef ribeyes, hand-cut daily by their in-house butcher, along with filet mignon, New York strips, and sirloins. I like that pork chop. Of course, I dig pig, but enjoy beef tips, pork chops, Fred's famous $4.99 chicken fried steak, as I've mentioned. 7 kinds of chicken, like grilled, barbecue, teriyaki, mushroom, Baja, course, fried chicken, and maybe seafood's what you crave. They got that. They've got grilled salmon. They got grilled and fried shrimp, fish tacos. They've got freshwater fried catfish, burgers, sandwiches. They got it. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts, apple cobbler, bread pudding, chocolate chip skillet. Ooh, drizzle some of that chocolate syrup on top. Fred's also has a full-service bar with your favorite cocktails, specialty drinks, wines, and ice-cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. You can dine in, take out, or order online at the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week. Fred's Steakhouse, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call them at 243-2100. And our newest sponsor, K4T Machine. Now, he showed me a new piece of equipment while I was out there, and it was amazing. And basically, it is like a line bore machine. So when you've got to have 2 or more pieces of metal exactly the same to put a pin through or put a shaft through, K4T has the machine that can make that happen now within 2 thousandths of an inch. That's right down there to the nitty-gritty. They do precision machining, welding, fabrication services. They strive to deliver quality and value for the oil field agricultural industries. K4T. I've known this kid since he was just a snot-nosed kid running around his grandpa and his dad's machine shop over at Canute. 3rd-generation machinist. This young man has grown into somebody that knows how to get her done and is willing to do it. They're committed to delivering with efficiency and a fast turnaround. Visit them on Merritt Road, Elk City, or find them on the Book of Faces. K4T, built on family, driven by craftsmanship, focused on quality. Ask him about that new internal bore machine. This hour's weather forecast brought to you as a service of Carter Electric, owned and operated by Kervin and Mary Orgain. They're the ones that help you see the light of day even at night. You want to make sure your power stays on regardless? Well, Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. I can size it, I can install it, and then come back and service it. And if your power goes out at midnight, you don't have a generator, you can call Carter Electric. They provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. They also understand a lot of electric work goes on overhead. That's why they have pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric. Call them at 225-2447, 225-2447, providing you this hour's weather forecast. And I think it's going to be a lot more pleasing to my lovely assistant. TJ, it's going to start getting a little warmer.
It is. Finally. I'm so excited. Today we're sunny with a high near 83, southwest wind 5 to 9 miles per hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 51, southeast wind 6 to 8 miles per hour, becoming west-southwest after midnight. Thursday, sunny with a high near 92, west wind 8 to 11 miles per hour, becoming northeast in the afternoon. Friday, sunny with a high near 92, west-southwest wind 5 to 8 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 94. Sunday, sunny with a high near 86 and windy. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 70. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 78. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. And I hear it's supposed to start cooling down again.
I know.
The middle of next week.
Yes.
But, hey.
It's all right. I'll enjoy it while it's
we'll
here.
Take what we can. Yeah, 90s in the Ides of March. Woo. Here's some energy news in my briefs. The United Arab Emirates, the UAE, daily oil output is down by more than a half as the Iranian conflict and the effective closure of the Straits of Hormuz forced state oil giant ADNOC to implement widespread production shut-ins, two sources told Reuters. Iran has asked India to release 3 tankers seized in February as part of talks seeking the safe passage of Indian-flagged or India-bound vessels out of the Gulf via the Straits of Hormuz. 3 sources with knowledge of the matter told Reuters Indian authorities seized the 3 Iranian-linked tankers near Indian waters, alleging they had concealed or altered their identities and were involved in illegal ship-to-ship transfers at sea. Top European Union officials said yesterday that they have offered to pay Ukraine to repair a damaged pipeline meant to carry crude oil to Hungary in a bid to persuade the government in Budapest to lift its veto on a massive aid package to the war-racked country. Maritime authorities have warned mariners to steer clear of a crewless Russian fuel tanker that has been drifting between Italy and Malta for days after an alleged drone attack prompting fears of environmental disaster. Cuba suffered an island-wide blackout Monday as deepening energy and economic crisis continue to strain a crumbling power grid. It marked the 3rd major outage in 4 months. A separate blackout just over a week ago affected western Cuba, leaving millions without electricity. The nation has gone 3 months without any oil shipments. Houston oil company Sable Offshore has resumed operations of its embattled offshore assets in California thanks to a wartime order from the Trump administration, which directed Sable to immediately prioritize the flow of oil from its production platform. The U.S. Department of Energy's Office of Electricity has announced an approximately $1.9 billion funding opportunity to accelerate what it deems urgently needed upgrades to the nation's power grid. The Department of Energy argues the investments in the speed to power through accelerated reconductoring and other key advanced transmission technology upgrades is needing funding. Opportunity will help meet rising electricity demand and resource adequacy needs while lowering electricity costs for households and businesses. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the NRC, has rolled back more than a dozen regulations, including the Aircraft Impact Assessment. The rule, which was finalized in 2009, required developers of new power plants to demonstrate to the NRC that their reactor core would remain intact in the event of an improbable 9/11-style plane crash. Alaska lawmakers said they need more information on the proposed natural gas pipeline and export terminals costs before they will support the project. And the U.S. saw record oil and gas production of an average of 118.5 billion cubic feet per day in 2025, with production in the Permian Basin jumping 11% from 2024 levels. You got some energy stock prices. Are you going to do us any good over there today?
It looks pretty good, actually.
Oh, atta
really
girl.
Does.
Atta girl.
American Electric Power is down $1.30, trading at $132.32. Apache is up 28 cents at $36.17. Baker Hughes is up 7 cents at $57.07. ConocoPhillips is up 69 cents at $123.56. Devon Energy is up 16 cents at $47.58. EOG Resources is up $1.49 at $137.21. Expand Energy is down 61 cents, trading at $105.79. General Electric is up $1.91 at $3.04 even. Halliburton is down 7 cents at $35.57. Helmerich & Payne is up 23 cents, trading at $35.84. Liberty Energy is up 63 cents at $31.77. Occidental Petroleum is up 66 cents at $58.38. OG&E Energy is down 29 cents at $47.91. ONEOK is down 60 cents at $85.96. Phillips 66 is up $4.17, trading at $176.85. Sandridge Energy is down 12 cents at $16.75. Schlumberger is up 6 cents at $46.22. And Williams Companies is down 99 cents, trading at $72.69. Just a little bit of red in there, but it's not bad.
Yeah, okay. Well, a lot better than when we started the week, crying out loud.
Yes, it is.
Well, just to give you an idea, the Permian Basin has produced 44% of the nation's oil in December. Not surprisingly, EIA refines estimates for Permian tight oil and shale gas production. The change is in the way the U.S. measures oil and gas production in the Permian Basin, the most prolific shale area in the country, shows production is still incredibly rich and high. A new update from the U.S. Energy Information Administration showed the basin still produces 44% of the oil U.S. production in December of 2025, 19% of the nation's total marketed gas production. Woo! As the EIA reported, it added the Avalon, Barnett, Dean, and Woodford plays within the Permian Basin to our estimates by formation for Permian tight oil and shale natural gas production in their March 2026 short-term energy outlook. But wow, 44%.
Right.
That's pretty big. 19% of the natural gas production out of the Permian.
Right.
I've never been down there. I mean, I've been to, I went down there and played a national softball tournament one time in Midland, but I haven't been down there just to see, but everybody I talk to that comes from down there says it's not like it was in Oklahoma where you could climb up a rig and see 150 rig lights.
Right.
Yep.
It's
more spread out because it's a bigger area.
It is a huge area.
A huge area. But you can't discount the fact that 44% of our nation's oil is coming from the Permian.
Yep. I know a lot of people that have to go there. From this area.
Oh yeah, and it's a day drive down and a day drive back, but you do what you got to do to make a living. And but we need to continue to pray for our troops, pray for our nation, and pray that we continue to understand the importance of oil and gas production because it's a big part of our daily lives. Everything plastic. How about women running around no makeup? What? Think about that for a second. Anyway.
Scary in my world.
Not so scary for some. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's show. The American Oil and Gas Historical Society. You can click the support button, throw a few extra dollars up on everything they get goes right back into the maintenance of that site. For all of our great sponsors, and for TJ, my lovely sister, I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks. Have yourself a great day.
Pickup on a dirt road, kicking up dust. That's what country sounds like. 96.5 KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa, third top Iranian official eliminated in the past few days.
Ismail Khatib was Iran's intelligence